Shalom. And I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakudash. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles, and elders of Great Muslim. And salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening, pushing forth this word with truth and sincerity. And a few Akwat as well that's listening with sincerity. Alright, today, just coming back at you guys through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I'm just going to make a lesson on the amount of death, okay, that the Lord is gonna the amount of death that the Lord is gonna do, and when the missiles hit Babylon the Great, okay, the amount of people that's about to die, man, okay, because we know 2/3 are part of that death, and also the rest of the heathens that's gonna be in Babylon the Great in that time, okay. Hey, so without further ado, man, I'm gonna jump straight into it with Isaiah 66 and verse 15. Okay, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flame of fire. Okay, the Lord Yahweh Shai, man, is gonna come with fire, man. First of all, fire from the nuclear missiles, okay, and also what, the chariots. All right, it tells you actually in the same book of Isaiah, it tells you what, the Lord mustereth the host to the battle. You see, that's why it says the Lord's gonna come with fire, because what, he has the nukes, that's part of his army, and also what, the chariots, that's part of his army, you know, the angels guiding those chariots. You see, that's why what, he's mustering the host of the battle. And also the Lord is also known as what, the Lord is a man of war, according to Exodus 15:3, right? He's a man of war. You see, that's why he's coming with fire, man. All right. This is Isaiah 13 and verse 4, to the point. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but you know, I'm having a tongue twist. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Okay, you know, representing the missiles. All right, because we know the Lord is the one that's controlling the mind of these other nations, where to press when the time comes to press those buttons, you know, to let those missiles out of their carcasses. All right, that's why what, the Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, because the missiles are the Lord's weapons of indignation. You see? Matter of fact, since I said that, let's get this. And wait, give me a second. Yeah, let's get this. Since I said that, let's get this in Jeremiah. Okay, this is Jeremiah 50 and verse 25. Okay, it reads, the Lord hath opened his armory, he hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, and the land of the Chaldeans. You see, the Lord has opened his armory. We told you what I said earlier, what, the Lord is a man of war. Okay, a warrior has an armory, man. So the Lord is opening his army, and what, he's bringing forth his weapons of indignation. What's that weapons of indignation? The nuclear missiles, man. It was, okay, according to Isaiah, he created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, representing the scientist, you know, that's creating these nuclear missiles, right? For this is the work of the Lord of hosts, and the land of the Chaldeans. And the land of the Chaldeans representing what? America. Okay, because we know in the scriptures, you know, Babylon, Chaldeans is synonymous with America. Okay, because certain prophecies, you know, doesn't apply to the ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon did not go out with, you know, with fire. Okay, like, for example, it says, you know, Babylon's gonna be a habitation of devils, so on and so forth. It's gonna be completely destroyed. That did not happen to Babylon, the ancient Babylon, man. Okay, till this day, it's still inhabited, right? I kind of forgot where it's located. in the modern day now. I think it's either Iran or so. If let me not speak about it. I don't want to speak on something I'm not very clear on. You know, but what? Hey, it's the Lord's the missiles, right? It's part of the Lord's army. It's part of it's his weapons of indignation. Okay, proving that that's why he mustereth the host of the battle, right? So let's go back to the Isaiah 66. Okay, Isaiah 66. I'm gonna read 15 again. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebukes with flames of fire. Okay, and we went into that, representing the nuclear missiles, okay, and the lasers from the chariots. All right, because and also in 2 Ezra 13, what? It says he neither lifted up sword, but actually, we could get that, Let's get that to prove, where it said in Isaiah 66 how he's coming with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire, representing the lasers from the chariots, right? Let's get this in 2 Ezra 13. Okay, I'm just gonna get straight to the point, of how it said, he neither lifted up sword, but he just sent out of his mouth, yeah. This is 2 Ezra 13. I'm gonna start at 8. 2 Ezra 13 and verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there is fight. Okay, although that were gathered to subdue him, representing Yahushai, because this is talking about that great war in heaven. Okay, according to Revelation 12, right? Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. Okay, this is when the armies of Esau, Edom, when all these nations are going to come together to fight Yahushai. They're going to be sore afraid, but yet what? The Lord's going to put that spirit on them to fight, man. Okay, verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instruments of war, right? So he having a sword in his hand, he didn't, the Yahushai didn't do nothing, but what? But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire. Okay, this is talking about what? The lasers from the chariots, When it says, but I only saw that he sent out of his mouth, representing the laser that's going to come out from the chariots. Okay, as it had been a blast of fire, that concentrated fire. That's what a laser is concentrated fire, right? As it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. You see, the lasers from the chariots. That's why in Isaiah, he's coming with these chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flame of fire. Talking about those lasers from the chariots, that's concentrated fire that's gonna zap these fucking wicked people, right? Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. You see, the slain of the Lord is going to be many, because a lot of these people, they're not hearkening, especially the 2/3, man, especially the 2/3, because only Israel was given the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Only Israel technically could sin, because the laws and statutes and commandments were given unto us. Right, so the Lord is gonna kill a lot of our people, the 2/3, because what? They chose not to hearken unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. At least to their best ability. Right? That's why the slain of the Lord is gonna be many. 2/3, that's a lot, man. Our scriptures say Israel is innumerable. We cannot be counted, and 2/3 of the people are gonna die in that day, man. Okay? From the lasers, from the sheds, from the nuclear missiles, man. And also, the heathens also is going to be with them too. Esau, Edom, right? The Lord said he has a sacrifice in Basra, right? That's why the slain of the Lord is going to be many in that day, man. Matter of fact, let's get this. This is Jeremiah 25. And 32. I'm going to start at 32. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. You see, that great whirlwind is talking about what? that fathership, the great chariot, that great mountain that Ezra saw in 2nd Ezra 13. Matter of fact, let's get that, since I already got the chapter. This is 2nd Ezra 13. I'm gonna get to the point where it talks about the mountain, right? Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra 13 and verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and he flew upon it. You see, that great mountain, is that fathership, that great chariot, that big chariot that's gonna gather the elect from the four corners of the earth. That's why in Jeremiah 25 it said what? To 35 and 22 it said, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, talking about the same chariot that Ezra saw. Okay, and we just read that to prove it. All right, so let's read on verse 33. This is to the point. All right, and the slain of the Lord shall be in that day from one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth. From one end of the earth even to the other, man. That's how much killing that the Lord is gonna do, man. Because we know not only America, Babylon the Great, is gonna be getting hit by missiles, but also other parts of the earth is gonna be getting hit. Hey, Israel, our land has to get hit because it has to be cleansed, right? There's these fucking gay parades going up, YouTube, man, but anywho, these LGBT, the alphabet shit going on in our land, okay, and these big nose people in our land, committing all type of abominations. Our land has to be cleansed. So there's a missile that's reserved for our land too. Other parts of the earth is gonna get hit. That's why it says what? It's gonna be from one end, right? In that day, let's read that again. The slain of the Lord shall be in that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. You see? But mainly, Babylon the Great is gonna have the majority of the death. The majority of the slain is gonna be in America, aka Babylon the Great. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. They're not gonna be gathered, man. You're not gonna have time for that, man. You see? They're gonna be gone, man. The missile's gonna take out, especially in America, man. There's gonna be no inhabitants. You see? Matter of fact, scriptures say that. But before I get that, let's get this. This is Isaiah 9 and verse 19. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as fuel for the fire. You see, the people are gonna be fuel for the fire, man. Because we know what? America is that great altar. You see that the Lord is gonna make a sacrifice in, right? That's why the people is gonna be as fuel for the fire. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's get this in Isaiah 66, 63, because it says the Lord has a great sacrifice in Bozrah, right? And Bozrah, is representing America, because we know this is a prophecy for the time to come, right? At times when you see Bozrah in the scriptures, it's synonymous with America. An example is this scripture here, right? This is Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? Who is that? It's Yahushai, man. Okay, it's not literally the Lord's garments can be Salaki. Let's keep on reading on. I'm getting, I didn't even read the precept yet. I'm already going to break it down. Let's read that again. Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? Okay, Yahushai. All right, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. What's the grace? This that is traveling the glorious of his apparel, traveling the greatness of his strength. Talking about the horses coming with him. The chariots. All right, the angels. Okay, and the missiles. That's the greatness of his strength. He's coming with his strength to flex, to show that he has that type of power. Right? The Lord comes with the thousands of heavens. He's coming with thousands of thousands, man. That's how he's gonna be glorious in his apparel. Matter of fact, I think we could get that. Let's search this real quick. Thousands. I know it's in Psalms. Oh, I wrote that wrong. Shalak, 1,000. Bear with me for a minute. Oh, this is a good one too. Let's read this. Revelation 9 and verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. I heard the number of them talking about what? Those nuclear warheads. Okay? It was 200,000. In other words, 200 million. You see? That's why we read in Isaiah 63, he's traveling with the greatness of his strength, that he's mustering the host of the battle, right? Those missiles is part of that army. And we just read the number of that army, man. 200 million missiles, man. Okay, reserved for Babylon the Great. Right? That wasn't the precept I wanted to get, but that was a good one too. Okay, bear with me for a minute. I know it's in Psalms. Dang. 1,000 in heaven? Is it? Nah. Give me a second. Yes, it's Isaiah. I say Isaiah. Psalms. The what? This is Psalms 68. Okay. And verse 17. Right? The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, the holy place. You see? The chariots of the Lord, thousands and thousands, even thousands of angels, man. And that's what he's coming with. All right, and Daniel also, in Daniel 7, it speaks about, how thousands came and ministered unto him, roughly paraphrasing, representing that army that Yahushua is gonna come with, right? So let's go back. Isaiah 63, right? So Isaiah 63. And verse 1 again. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Yahushai. This is talking about Yahushai coming, to destroy America, Babylon the Great, aka Basra. Right? Wherefore art thou red on thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the winepress, representing the amount of slaying that the Lord is going to do. That's why his appearance is going to be red. It's not, literally Yahushua is going to come down, slicing, blood splashing upon him. No. Okay, because it tells you in 2 Andrew 13, he neither lifted up sword, no instruments of war, but sent out of his mouth a blast of fire. Only the lasers of the chariots that Yahushua is going to use. He's not going to come down and, actually, get hands on. Right? This is just parable talk. It's poetic, representing the amount of slaying that the Lord is going to do. And thy garments like him that treadeth in the winepress. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. And I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemer is come. You see? And the reason I got this, representing how, the Lord has a sacrifice in America the Great. How America represents that altar. And also in Isaiah 34, it also speaks about that. How, he's killed the goats, the lambs, so on and so forth, representing the killing of the people that he's going to do. Right? AKA the lasers from the chariots, and also what? The nuclear missiles. That's why it says here in 2 Peter 3 and verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, when the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. How are the elements gonna melt with fervent heat? Because of those missiles, man, and the lasers from the chariots. Buildings are gonna be melting, man. Cinder blocks, You know, those big pillars of steel, man, those traffic lights that you see, they're gonna be melted, man. People are gonna be melting. Okay? You know, that's why it says, and also in Zechariah, right? Their eyes is gonna melt in their, you know, eye sockets, man. Their tongue is gonna melt in their mouth, man, because of that heat, man. Okay, that's why also at the end be all, there's gonna be nobody, you know, inhabiting Babylon the Great. Okay, the Lord's gonna make so much clean that body's not gonna be left, you no more, man. This is Zechariah 14 and verse. Bear with me for a minute. And verse 12. And this shall be the plague where the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away, and their holes and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, because of that heat, man, that nuclear blast. Okay, even those lasers to, you know, dissolve them to powder, man. They're literally gonna melt standing, you know, while they're looking up, bro. The missiles just boom, hitting them, man. Lasers getting them, boom. Okay? That's how the Lord is gonna kill these people, man. Neither lifted up sword, no instruments of war, man. Just lasers and nuclear fire, man. That's it, man. And the NBO is gonna enter what? You know? America being desolate. Okay? Which brings me to get this in Isaiah 13. Alright? And verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency. Okay, Babylon, aka America. Okay, this is prophecy, you know, and the scripture's not literally gonna say America, and America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the whole earth. No, it's not gonna say that, man. Because if it said that, hey, Esau wouldn't be having Bibles and hotels for free just right beside your nightstand, man. Okay, Esau wouldn't be allowing these books to be in libraries and get them. You'd be able to buy, you know, King James Version, Amazon, you know. You're going to be able to buy that, man. If you said America, just literally right there, man. Esau wouldn't allow that. That would be a threat unto him, man. He would hide it, you know. That's why the Lord made sure that what? This is parable talk. Only the prophets are going to understand. Only the elect going to understand these prophecies, man. Because he reveals these secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Right? So this is Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, aka America, right? The glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. When did that happen to Babylon the Great? When did that happen to ancient Babylon? That did not happen like that, man. It was a surgical strike. Babylon, that's how it got taken down, man. You know? While they were eating and the king's, you know, the king's food, right? And then they got sneak attack on, man, by the Medo-Persians. Right? Roughly paraphrasing, you know, just a quick, you know, quick little history right there. Right? Because we know our teachers, the elders and apostles, they always go into that. How Babylon, ancient Babylon, did not go out, you know, with nuclear fire. You know, it did not go out as Sodom and Gomorrah did went out. And also, till this day, Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, it's in the map that, hey, it's not, it actually got taken by fire. Okay? Verse 20, to the point, and it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Okay, neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Okay? The Lord's just... Yo, America's going to be completely clean, dissolved, man. Alright? Any person that's there in that time with the nukes, when you hear the alarms about the nukes, when you hear about, yo, what is this force, this outside of world force coming to the earth atmosphere, when you hear about that, man, just know, hey, America is about to be gone from the face of the map, man. Alright? It's going to be inhabited. Right, let's read it. Verse 21. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and fowls shall dwell there, and satyrs, you know, I don't know if I pronounced that right, shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. In other words, hey, it's going to be a habitation of, hey, let's get that in Revelation 18, you know, backing up what we just read, how the Babylon's going to be inhabited. You know, the Lord is going to completely do away with America. Only fowls is going to dwell there. Only hateful birds is going to be a habitation of devils, right? This is Revelation 18:2. And he cried, matter of fact, they start at 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, it is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. You know, people are not going to dwell there no more. Only fowls, you know, like ravens, so on and so forth, is going to dwell there. You see? People are not going to dwell there anymore. So if you're during that time, man, the Lord is going to take you out. You're going to be part of that great slaying that the Lord is going to do. That's why in that time, we're going to have to enter into our chambers, like it says in Isaiah, right? Representing the chariots. That's what we're going to have to enter into the chariots until the inclination is overpassed. Because if the elect, apparatus of the elect, if they're during that time, man, that means you're not of the elect, man. Okay? Because you have to get beamed up, man. Because if you're during that time, you're just going to be gone, out. Completely gone, man. You're going to be part of that number of the slaying that the Lord is going to do. Okay, that great slaying that the Lord is going to do. Alright? That he has against the sinners thereof. Okay? The 2/3 and the rest of these heathens. You know, starting with Esau Edom, the top, you know, the top dog among the heathens that the Lord has a bone to pick with. Alright? Hey, so with that, man, I'm going to close it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wakakodash. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.